So we hope to achieve equal rights with any human being that there is.
Rosa Parks. Who was she and what difference did she make? Rosa Parks was born Rosa Louise McCulley in Alabama on the 4th of February 1913. Her mother was a teacher and her father was a carpenter. Her parents separated when she was a girl. She went to live on her grandparents' farm with her mother and younger brother, where she attended church and school. As a child, Rosa experienced a lot of racism and saw how black and white people were separated by law. She attended a secondary school for black children. They all had to walk to school, while the white children attended their own school and were provided with a bus to get there. At this time in history, many other things in society were also segregated, deliberately separate for black and white people. At the bus stops at this time, there had to be two lines of people, one for black people and one for white people, and the white people got to sit on a bench. This was so that when the bus arrived, the white people could take the seats at the front of the bus first. Then the black people could get on and use any free seats at the back of the bus. On December 1st, 1955, after a long day at work, Rosa boarded the bus home and sat in the first row of seats attended for black people. By the time the bus reached its third stop, all the white-only seats were full. Rosa and three other black people were sitting in front of the black section of the bus. So the white bus driver stepped back into the bus to tell Rosa and the three other black people to move back to give their seats to the white people. After being asked to move by the white bus driver, the other three black people moved further back into the bus to give the white people their seats. However, Rosa moved to the side and not back. The bus driver told Rosa that if she did not move back, then he will call the police. She told the driver to do just that, so he did. Rosa did not feel she would have to move. She was feeling more and more angry about the unfair segregation that had been happening to black people. Rosa felt that black people in society were being treated differently to white people. In some situations, people were also being injured or killed. In her autobiography, she wrote, "People always say that I didn't give up my seat because I was tired, but that isn't true. I was not tired physically, or no more tired than I usually was at the end of a working day. I was not old, although some people had an image of me as being old then. I was 42. Not only tired I was tired of giving in." Indeed, the bus driver did go to call the police and Rosa was arrested. 3 of Rosa's friends bailed her out of prison the next day and set to work on organizing a bus boycott, where black people would refuse to use any buses until the situation changed. On December 5th, 1955, Rosa was charged with violating a local ordinance, breaking the rules, and disorderly conduct, causing trouble. She was found guilty and fined. The bus boycott was supported by the black community and also some white people who were growing tired of the unfair treatment of black people in their community. For 381 days, 40,000 people did not use the buses in Rosa's home city of Montgomery. They found other ways to get to work or simply walk to show their support to the cause. There were so many people involved that this could not be ignored, and it was noticed by the newspapers and the rest of America. Eventually, the government noticed and finally laws were passed to remove segregation from buses. The boycott officially ended on December 20th, 1956. Even though segregation was still in place in many other areas of society, such as restrooms and public buildings, this was a victory for equality. It made a significant start to improve the rights of the black people in society. Not everybody in society accepted the government's decision after the bus segregation laws changed. There was still a lot of violence after the laws changed. Some white people bombed black churches and homes. Eventually, things calmed down, and the violence abated. However, there was still a very long way to go to change the attitudes of some people within society. Here we have some of Rosa Parks' quotes. "You must never be fearful about what you are doing when it is right. The only tired I was tired of giving in. Each person must live their life as a model for others. All I was trying to do was get home from work. I would like to be remembered as a person who wanted to be free, so other people would be also free. I knew someone had to take the first step, and I made my mind up not to move.